Well, the D-Day beckons. 2 days to the presidential elections day. 2 days, 3 hours, 59 minutes to the big day where everyone has been waiting for. The countdown continues, but expectedly, the political landscape gets more interesting. Well, the argument rages from preparations for the elections to what to do after you cast your vote. Does one wait? How do they wait? And where? Will it be 300 meters or what? Good evening. Welcome to the program. I'm Chamberlain Oso. Well, much as the collection of PVCs are still going on in some parts of the country, the campaigns are winding down now, with its attendant closing argument also making the rounds. But nobody wants to slow down, let alone lose votes at this time. But the political class, even the electorate, are all upbeat about this big weekend. How is it going to play out across the state? Well, as always, we'll make our rounds with some of our correspondents who will bring us up to the minutes concerning the happenings at their location. I'll take a look at some of those who will try and get across to today. Myra Bird will report to us from the state where she is. Larry Lasisi is in Abuja. Then we also do have others. Yemiko Soko will talk to us from Jos. And then we also hope to go ahead and join Idris Jibrin, who will speak to us from Kano. So they all will be talking to us tonight. We hope we can squeeze all that in and get a word or two from them all tonight. Our social media platforms are also available for you to air your views on the program today. Well, first, you can tweet at us using the hashtag Nigeria2015, or please use the Twitter handle you see on your screen at Channels TV or Chamberlain Oso. Well, if you have comments or questions, do send us an email, and that will be at nigeria2015@channelstv.com. You can also send us pictures through our Eyewitness platform, and here's how we expect you to go about that one. Just download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS, and Windows phones from their respective stores. Then tap to show the Eyewitness menu, and then follow the instructions you see there. Then we introduce this one. You can also send in your eyewitness reports via active data internet connection on your smartphone. Well, just tap the eyewitness menu, follow the instructions, and so it will be interesting to hear and to read them from you as the days go by. Well, joining us tonight, Alhaji Lai Mohammed is a National Publicity Secretary of the APC. He's here in our studios. And then from Abuja, we have Dr. Wale Oke, who is a member of the National Working Committee of the PDP. So both of them will be talking to us tonight about that big day. Well, today, the DSS did release a message urging everyone to go out there and perform your civic responsibility. Your security, they say, is guaranteed. They expect everyone to be law-abiding on this one. Well, it's going to be a big day, a big weekend. That's what we're counting down to. But the presidential and the National Assembly candidates may all be raring to go. But let's take a look at some of those who many will hope will clinch the day. They are queuing now behind their own candidate. Well, incumbent President Goodluck Jonathan, born on the 20th of November 1957 in Ogbia in Nigeria. But then he's also been the governor of Bayelsa State. But we also do have the presidential candidate of the APC, General Muhammadu Buhari, born in Daura, 17th of December 1942. We also do have that of the presidential candidate of Core Party, Comfort Shonaya, also in the thick of things, hoping she can pull her weight under there. Very optimistic. She also is saying that there can be an alternative. So we have, these are some of them. So 14 of them actually. So they all will be looking to see what eventually happens. Well, yes, we do know the constitutional recommendations concerning what you have to do to become president. Well, let me just go ahead and, okay, well, we still have some more still popping up, but I'm going to have to go ahead and join Alhaji Lai Mohammed on the program here today. Thank you for joining us today, Alhaji Lai Mohammed.
Thank you very much.
Well, everybody, looking forward to this big weekend. There's so much interest across the board. You must be looking forward to this weekend, aren't you?
You can say that again. Can't wait for it to come.
How do you see the preparations? You think that so far everything's going on well with INEC?
You see, you asked this question the last time I came around. And I said we can only take INEC's words. But if INEC says they are ready, then who are we to doubt them? But for us as a political party, what we need to do is very simple: mobilize our people to go out, make sure that they get there on time, they cast their votes, they comport themselves very peacefully, they shun violence, they resist provocation, cast their vote, wait after the vote has been counted, and come back home and celebrate with us.
The thing about this thing is, there are times, many times, the commission talks about their preparedness, the kinds of information they've given out, what people need to do when they go out to vote. But every day we see people sending us emails about, can I still go to where I used to live to go and collect my permanent voter cards? Because INEC says, look, if you miss that window, you've missed it. And then one wonders, so in spite of all of these messages, many may miss it at the end of the day. So when those questions keep coming up time and again, INEC should be ready. Look, you have some people who will come to the polling booth on that day, maybe not knowing how anything will work.
Well, if you registered over 60 million people, and over 50 million of them have collected their PVCs, and now you receive complaints from probably a dozen or two, I don't think that's enough to vitiate, the election or the preparation. The time will never come when 100% of all those who've collected their PVCs will actually know what to do with their PVCs. And that is why even when they go to vote, we have what is called voided votes, either because they put their finger thumb in the wrong place, or they don't even know what to do. But they always, are a very negligible percentage of those who have come to vote. I don't think that should be a cause for serious concern.
What about because I've heard many who also say, well, now that we've introduced the card readers, the permanent voter cards, that many will come on that day agitated. Many may not be able to wait that long queue, especially when they come there and see that, well, yes, we've read your card, but I'm sorry, your thumbprint or your fingers can't be read. Then there's that queue, possibly, that may have to start filling the incident forms. So something you may have to do. I think
that must be the viewpoint of a pessimist. I think as an optimist, we should rely on the assurances given by, INEC. But yes, there might be some failures of, some card reader, but it would be negligible. I don't think there's any reason why anybody should be apprehensive. There's no difference between a PVC and a TVC. As a matter of fact, the PVC is easier to handle than the TVC. And if it is true that it takes an average of 37 seconds, to get your card read by the card reader, I think that's good enough. And in the unlikely event that your fingers are unable to automate your card, I think, yes, that's the only situation where you're going to have the incident, card, and then you write your name. But I don't think all this should be an issue. And given the enthusiasm of Nigerians for this election, I believe that nobody will be frustrated just because the card reader is unable to capture his fingerprint.
Okay, well, we'll also ask you out there, how enthusiastic are you about this weekend? Have you registered or collected your PVC? Do you have pictures of yourself doing any of those? We'd like you to share them with us so that we can also look at those pictures as we build up to the big weekend. But now, let's take a moment and go for the headline news with Imana Amawe.
Many thanks, Timberlane. Well, these are the headlines at this time. It's exactly 2 days to the presidential election, and the federal government has ordered the closure of all borders from midnight of today. A statement signed by the Press Secretary of Interior says the president has also directed the Nigeria Immigration Service to ensure that non-Nigerians do not participate in the election process. In the meantime, the Federal High Court, sitting in Abuja, Nigeria's Federal Capital Territory, has adjourned the hearing in all cases, questioning the eligibility of the APC candidate in the 2015 presidential elections, General Muhammadu Buhari, to the 22nd and 23rd of April for hearing. The court also dismissed the application filed by two other parties, one Ebonluwa Adegboruwa, a human rights activist, and another Chukuma Ochu, seeking to be joined in the suit. There are no fewer than 13 suits instituted against General Buhari challenging his eligibility. And the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Kenneth Minima, has warned that anyone caught perpetrating violence during the elections on Saturday will be severely dealt with. He assured that the armed forces, the police and other security agencies will provide adequate security on the election day so Nigerians can safely exercise their franchise. And moving on now, investigators reviewing information from the flight data box recorder of the crashed Germanwings plane say data they have found is usable. Director of the French Aviation Investigative Agency, Remy Duty,